This is Neil Schneider from Meant to Be Seen at CES 2018. Of course, we're very excited about anything to do with future computing. To my immediate right is Josh St. John, who's global head of product for Immersive at HP. Welcome to the program, Josh.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
That's some title. I hope I got it right.
Yeah, no, that was perfect.
Okay, great. So what have we got on display here?
So we're showing off the HP Z 3D camera, which is a new product we just announced today. So this product's really amazing because you take this magnet and you attach it to the back of your monitor, and then it comes and hangs over the top of your monitor, like you can see right behind us here. And it allows you to do things like 3D capture, quickly being able to capture 3D objects that are immediately useful in CG workflows, design, base forms for bringing it to ZBrush or any sort of design program. And then also PBR texture, which PBR is the new physically based rendering, which is really needed for all of these real-time rendering we see for Unity and Unreal. And lastly, it allows you to do 2D collaboration because it has the high resolution 14 megapixel sensor that allows you to like sketch and show physical objects and be able to communicate with somebody just like you're right here with me right now. So we're both using our hands talking to each other. This camera gives you a camera for your hands.
So why is this camera so special? And what I mean by that is, like, what's the underlying technology? How is this different from another type of camera?
Well, first of all, 3D is everywhere. If you look at the mega trends with Microsoft or the Creators Update, Paint 3D, PowerPoint 3D, Mixed Reality Viewer, AR, VR, 3D content is just ubiquitous. We believe that 3D content's going to follow a similar adoption curve to like digital video. Digital video came out in '94, and then now, today, everybody's recording digital video all the time. 3D, we think, is going to follow the same trend. So this is the first camera that allows you to just quickly be able to capture PBR-ready scans at your desktop, especially at this type of price point. Lastly, it's really special because of the form factor. It takes up no space on your desk, it fits right into your existing workflow, and it gives you this downward-facing form factor to be able to share what you're doing on your desktop. We consider desktop to be kind of sacred. You know, it's like our space, that's where we work. When we wake up in the morning, we have a camera with a camera facing the world. We have a phone with a camera facing the world. There's also a camera facing our face. We sit down at our desk, there's a webcam staring at us. This is a camera for your hands that can do both 2D and 3D content capture.
You mentioned price point. How much is the camera?
So it's $599. It's going to be available in March, although pre-orders are available starting today.
So, in your opinion, who would be the first people who would order a camera like this? Who would this benefit most right away?
So definitely anybody who's using 3D content in their daily work. So CG artists, game designers, industrial designers, anybody who's using 3D. But because of those trends I mentioned with like Microsoft bringing 3D to the OS, we believe that 3D is going to have a place in everybody's workflow. So definitely the first people are people who are using 3D professionally or as a hobby, but more and more we see people wanting 3D for everything.
Well, this is one of those products that, you'll forgive the pun, is meant to be seen.
Absolutely.
So let's see an actual demo of this.
Oh, I'm excited to show you one. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to 3D scan this piece of wood here. So I just start off and I pick up the object and I just rotate it under the sensor. But if you notice, it'll begin to scan my hand. But as I continue to rotate it, my hands actually just melt away. And that's because I'm moving them as I rotate the log underneath the sensor. So I've quickly captured this geometry just by rotating the log underneath of the HP Z 3D camera. And once I've completed the capture, I just lay it down on the mat and I can go ahead and hit stop, and it turns it black and white. Now I can use the HP Z 3D camera's 14 megapixel sensor to take 2D images of it. So it captures these 2D images and it actually just paints the color on top of the log, and I can go around the whole object and capture it. But once I've captured the color, I hit finalize, and then I can go ahead and I'll show you, this is the type of 3D image that you can create. Now, these 3D images are really useful for things like Microsoft's Creators Update, so Paint 3D, PowerPoint 3D, Mixed Reality Viewer, as well as Adobe's new product, Dimension. So inside of Dimension, this is a 3D scene that I've created. And now these logs and this pine cone were all created using this technology. And I can add a 2D background to it, and I can adjust my view, like so. And because it's 3D, I can change lighting and adjust details that would be very difficult to do if this was just in 2D. So the real novel thing about this is it attaches directly to the back of your monitor. So it creates like zero desktop space. It takes up zero desktop space. So it fits right into your daily workflow. So for creatives, people doing ZBrush, anybody who's working in the 3D space, but as well of all these new emerging 3D use cases like with the Creators Update. Lastly, you can use the 2D image to do spontaneous collaboration. So you can do a Skype meeting and be able to share your ideas and notes in real time using the 2D down-facing camera.
So that was a great demo, very exciting stuff. I mean, I think when people see it in action, they'll immediately understand what it's about. So HP has, of course, a big interest in immersive tech. Where does HP ultimately want to go with this? What's the vision?
So we believe immersive computing is really three things. It's about digital content, it's about projected light, and it's about natural human interface. So we want to make computing experiences that are more natural, more like interacting with the real world. We want to make data as easy to interact with as, these things that are on the table. I can just pick them up. And lastly, we want to be able to create shared experiences. So things like projection are very important to us. So we're excited for the journey. We believe it's a long journey. Immersive computing is surrounding us every day. You hear about it more and more. And it started with Sprout, that's where the journey started, and we're continuing to build on that and invest in it with new products like the HP Z 3D camera.
Okay, wonderful, very exciting stuff. Thank you for joining us.
No, thank you for having me.
This is Neil Schneider for Meant to Be Seen at CES 2018. We will, of course, be back with more. Thank you for watching.